Hello everyone, this is Damola. You're welcome to the Tailors Hall. Alright, so in the last video I uploaded, a lady reached out to me and said I should explain the neckline on a plain, plain pattern so it to be clearer. So this is the reason for uploading this video because it's part of the video that the last one I uploaded. So if you also like her don't understand the neckline, or maybe it's not clear because of the kind of fabric I used as a pattern, I encourage you to watch again and see how the neckline was done. Okay, so if this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification to know when a new video is uploaded. And the lady that reached out to me, I'm sorry, I'm just uploading it. I've had so many things to do, and one of the reasons for my not being too consistent here on YouTube, but I promise very soon you'll have more consistent videos. Thank you to all our existing subscribers. See you in the next slide. Okay, so the first thing I did was to measure 4 inches from the beginning up of the paper on this pattern. Okay, so to get our shoulder line, the 4 inches is for the built up collar. Okay, so you roll a line, that's our shoulder line on the shoulder. Okay, so from the other side of the paper, which is the middle, go ahead and measure 6.5 to 7 inches. I measure 7 inches. Okay, so it can be wider or smaller depending on how wide you want the lapel to be, and you roll a line which will be our center line, the middle of the blouse where the zip is going to sit. Okay, so now from that place we go ahead now and measure zipper allowance, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, so roll a line. I'm rolling the line to connect the small dots, and roll another line. Okay, so now this is where the zip is going to sit. So roll a line. So now from the middle point, now we'll go ahead and measure the back measurement, or the shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is 14 inches. Then I add my sewing allowance, which is ½ inch. So after then you go to the front again from the shoulder line. You go ahead and measure the depth of where the lapel is going to fold. So you measure 7 inches. If you calculate it from the beginning of the collar, the 4 inches up, it should be about 11 inches. But if you from the shoulder line is 7 inches. So I'm going to be adding a bit more, ½ inch, to extend it a little more. Alright, so now we go ahead and measure our neck width, which is 2.5 inches. I added 2.5. Some people use 2. You can use 2 inches depending on how close you want the neck to be. Okay, so at the end of the shoulder, measure 1 inch to get your shoulder slope. So from this place now, roll it a line to connect the collar. So from this collar now, measure 4 inches. I measured 4 inches. Okay, I measure 4 inches because it's going to be we're going to be folding it. It shouldn't have been as wide as that. We're going to be folding it. From that point now, connect it to the 7 inches we measured down. We're going to roll it together. Alright, so that's for that. Then you go ahead now and measure how deep you want the V neckline to be. In this case, I'm going to be using 9 inches. Some people can use 11 depending on how much of a cleavage you want to show, but I'm going to be using 9 inches for this one. Measure 9 inches, then from there connect it with the previous 7 that you measured on the side. All right, so that's for the lapel. Then at the end, you see where this neckline is, mark a V, so that there's a way we'll be able to sew it. We'll be able to bend the zipper allowance. In order to be able to bend the zipper allowance, that's why we mark that V, where you can turn it with your lining. If it does not going to be having a lining, you can bend it. All right, that's the essence of the V neckline. The V, that we put just this triangle that we put just by that place. You can see how the V is going to be folded. We are not going to be cutting that place. That's how it's going to be folded. Then of course you can now go ahead and measure all your armhole and everything, but we are not doing that in this case. So we cut it out. So I'm going to be showing us how it's going to look like after we have cut it. So after you have done this, you can then go ahead and place it on your fabric to cut. You can see how, let me just cut out this I didn't measure it, I just imagine did it like that. It's not, we are not focusing on that. So take a look at how it's going to be after you have. So I trust the lady that reached out to me understands it, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know. That's about it.